Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Aspasia and this is my channel, Asparagusisreading. Today's video is going to be an updated bookshelf tour 2019. I know I've done at least 2 of these videos, if not 1. I don't remember when. I'll probably put a card here or link it down below or just something. But I decided to do a bookshelf tour because I got new books and new shelves, and also people have been asking for it, and I was like, sure, why not. I was going to do it earlier in the year, but then I decided not to because I was at college and my books weren't all at the same place. I still have some books there. I have like 4 or 5, I think, because the 2 graphic novels I believe I have After We Fell. Yeah, I think I have about 5 books still at the dorm, so we'll just leave those out. But as of right now, these are all that I have. I decided to wait because of the books at the dorm, and also because it's the holidays, so I tend to get more books over the holidays. And I got new shelves. I actually got these as a Christmas gift, I think $10 total. I was telling my parents, like, listen, my bookshelf is getting full because my books are on it, my sister's books are on it, my dad's books are on it, my brother's books are on it, and I own majority of these books like for myself. So when you add in all the books from everyone else in the family, it's taking up a lot of space. And I was telling them, listen, y'all gonna have to get your own shelf for your stuff somewhere else, or we're gonna have to add more shelves in here because this is not gonna work. And so there's this app called Let Go, not sponsored or anything, we use this app all the time where you can sell and purchase items locally. So if I wanted to see if anyone within 40 miles is selling a new wooden desk, I could set my settings to like 40 miles or something like that, and then put like search it. You can find people selling it, maybe even metal desk. It'll tell you like the price, location, and you meet up and do things. So my mom has been using that for a while, which is where we got both of these and a bunch of other things throughout the house. The guy was actually selling a couple bookshelves because I guess he was moving to, I think he said North Dakota or South Dakota, something like that. And he was like, I'm trying to get rid of all of these things by Tuesday. If no one takes them, I'm going to be donating them. And I was like, yo, I will take your shelf. I didn't want a bunch of shelves. I just wanted to get like a quick one until like I got like my own pile. I was going to get a second one of this one. I think this is from Target. I don't remember what it's called. If I find the link for it, like if they still sell it, I'll link that down below as well. But I was going to just get the smaller shelf, which we'll see later. And that ended up for like $5. And then he had both of them in his car with him. And he's like, listen, if you have $10, I'll give you both for 10. And I was like, okay. Because on the app, he was selling one for 5, I think one for 15. And I was like, okay, sure. I had $10, so, you know. I ended up getting both shelves for 10. They're both pretty good. The thing is that they're different color, like all 3 shelves they're all brown, but I think they're different shades of brown. So I don't know if it's like the same color, but each company is a little bit different, or if it's all different shades. Because like, I think this is like the middle, wait, hold on, let me see. I think this might be the lightest one, which is weird because, yeah, I think the middle shelf, oh, sorry. I think the middle shelf is like a dark brown, almost black. This one is like an espresso, and I think that one's espresso, but it's darker, so I don't know. But I mean, like, who cares? I have shelves. Oh, I'm in front of the Christmas tree. Okay, so we got those, and then we have 2 9-cube shelves, which are like big square shelves, right? And they have the 9 cubes. They're both white. We have one in my sister's room. Just use it for a lot of like the kiddier books, because we did have a lot of those, or at least I had a lot of those. But then since I grew out of them, I ended up like passing them down to my siblings. Oh my gosh. And then there's a shelf, another 9-cube downstairs that's kind of like a mix of like dictionaries and my brother's books, my dad's books, kind of like random. I did ask in 2 polls, I think one was on Twitter, one was on Instagram, if you want to see just my shelves or all shelves. Majority voted was just mine. If people are still interested in having both, or like the family shelves, I'll probably do a separate video for that. Those will probably take a while because those books are skinnier. there's a lot more on the shelf, and I'm just gonna be there forever. Also, I haven't read all those in a while, and some are new, so I'll do that later. So we're just going, I just lost my train of thought. Oh my gosh. So throughout this video, I'm just going to give you the title and the name of each book. The title and the name. It's the same thing. The title and the author's name of each book. And if there's a book that I have something to tell you about, like, oh, this is signed, or oh, I got this through this crazy story, like, I'll let you know. Other than that, I'm going to keep this pretty short, because I know some people don't really like long descriptions and explanations about each book. So we'll do that. If you want explanations or descriptions, just pause it like at a certain book and just check out Goodreads, because Goodreads is much better at that than I am. I will tell you like 3 things I know about it, and the Goodreads will tell you the whole story. So now that you have seen an overview, we're just gonna go into each individual shelf. So this one is the first like smaller shelf on the left side, closest to the window. So the top shelf is my ARC shelf. I decided to make an ARC shelf because I think it'll be easier for me to see all of them together and to like actually read them. So I feel like if I don't see them, like, hey, ARCs, I'm not gonna pick them up as much as like all of these. So I decided to make ARC shelf. As of right now, they are in publication order. So like September, October 2018, 2019, I believe all 3 of these came out. Wait, no, that's November. Yeah, these 2 came out the same day, and then this one is coming out in January. And I'm actually currently reading it. That little space where my bookmark is not very far. I keep putting it down because I'm currently reading like books that come in through my Libby library. This one I actually have a final copy of, which you will see over there later. I got this as an ARC. I do believe, oh man, what is that? A book box recently just featured it in there, and I thought it was kind of cool that I had the book before the ARC and the final copy before the book box came out. This one I got at BookCon. This I got in Goodreads. This I got in Goodreads, and this I also got in Goodreads. This one I DNF'd because I was not enjoying it. I believe some of the writing style and like the way it was written was confusing. It felt kind of like a first draft, a little childish, wasn't really proper grammar, etc. The next shelf I have is my camera and parts. I would definitely use this for videos if it filmed. This is actually specifically for taking photos and like zooming in on photos, different elements of photos. So normally use it for photography or Bookstagram photos. I have not used it for Bookstagram in a while because it does take a bit of a process to take the photo, upload to my computer, upload to my phone, make sure they upload correctly, re-upload if they didn't, send them to certain apps, edit, you know, the whole process. But I do miss using this, so I might end up bringing this with me to college so I can take some pictures. Then this last shelf is actually a pretty random shelf. I have like school yearbooks. I went to a lot more schools than this, but I didn't get yearbooks, baby book stuff, sketchbooks, Sudoku, coloring books, a random notebook for Sims, composition books from school, Sims like challenges printed out, college papers, my driver's education certificate. Like, it's random. Oh, I almost forgot. Over here, I have these 2 things I got. They're like dice that I got for Christmas. It says like Girl Boss, be brave, be strong, whatever. And this one says New York City and a bunch of other cities. Only one I really cared about is New York. I was born in New York. Up here I have this like, oh, where's my finger? House thing my mom got from somewhere. You just put a candle in it. It's a when you turn on and off. Then I have Hey Girl, You Look Good sign and this like art thing that you can use to help with poses. And this is my Shadowhunter self. This guy is not Shadowhunter related at all, but I just stuck him there. I have a paperback edition of Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, hardcover of Clockwork Princess, a sampler of Chain of Gold, which comes out, I believe, March next year. we're just gonna leave it right there. That works too. And I have the 10th anniversary of City of Bones. I do plan to get 10th anniversary of Clockwork Angel, just haven't purchased it yet. Then I have the paperback edition of City of Ashes, the hardcover of Red Skulls and Magic, paperbacks of Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows, hardcover Lord of Shadows, and hardcover Queen of Air and Darkness. I actually painted this one to be red. If you'd like to see the video, I'll link that down below. This one I did get signed. I believe Lord of Shadows and Clockwork Princess are also signed. If you'd like to see those videos and etc., that will also be linked down below. So this is like a random shelf. I didn't realize. Oh, excuse me. I didn't really know what else to do with it. So it just has my Attack on Titan pops. I do not have the whole set. These are just the ones I have so far. That is Eren in his Titan form, Levi in his oh man, what's it called? His regiment form. And then that is Ani in her Titan form. I don't know if they have him in a bigger Titan form. If they do, I might get it just so they can match. And then I have another one of the little barn houses. You just turn it on and off. And this is a fake book. If you flip it open, you can hide stuff in there. I don't have anything in it right now because I don't know what else to put in it. I might put bookmarks in there. I actually might actually do that. Maybe put my bookish pen or something. It does have a bit of a cup ring. The last shelf of this whole bookshelf is going to be my box set shelves. As of right now, I only have two. These over here are my algebra. Not really mine. Actually, my mom, when she went to college, she did online classes. But I was actually planning on taking these with me because I am taking algebra this semester. I was going to see if that could help. As I was saying, this is going to be my box set shelf. As right now, I only have two. I do plan to get more because buying books individually sucks. Also, sometimes I'm impatient and I want to read them all at once. My Land of Stories I just got for Christmas and it's still wrapped up in the packaging. I haven't taken it out yet because it's just too pretty. Look at it. And over here I have the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series plus a book about the author. My mom got this for me a couple years ago. I think she got it for free from somewhere. I haven't read it. Don't really have that much interest in it. But I think it's going to be something I'm going to try to read within the next few years. Then I have my, I believe it's Snow White from the show Once Upon a Time. In her hunting uniform. I put her next to this. I thought it'd be perfect because fantasy, Land of Stories, it kind of goes together. So that is it for this shelf. On to the next. Alright, so the big shelf, which we all love and have seen many times before. Up top, I have my tie-dye kit hiding behind that because I didn't know where else to put it. A picture of me as a baby, faith sign, empty frame, no idea what to put there, a vase, and this little dragon thing I made in school. There's a bunch of random things I don't know what to do with them. Then this is my red to green shelf. As you can see, there's not a lot of yellows or greens. I have mainly blues, purples, blacks, and whites. In fact, black takes up a shelf and a chunk of another shelf. So we have Fell by Michael Grant, Rise by Paige Van Zandt. What is this? The Wonder Woman Encyclopedia, Dorothy Must Die by Daniel Page, A Blade So Black, A Christmas Story, Replica by Lauren Oliver, Dork Diaries 12 by Rachel Renee Russell, Zombie by Darren Shan, Reach by Ali Condi, Plague by Michael Grant. I can't really read. I think it says Dark River by Aaron Hunter, which would be book 2 of the, oh my goodness, the something prophecy, Power of 3. No, it's Power of 3, book 2 in the Warriors Chronicles. There's a lot of them. Then we have Extinction Horizon by Nicholas Hansberry Smith. What does that one say? Oh, Counting Descent by Clint Smith. The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl by Shannon Hale. The Diaries 3 and 7. Sharon Sala Diamond. Batman the Night Walker by Marie Lu. Then we come over. Let me come over here. We have. Oh my goodness, this tree is digging into my back. Second Chances by Sharon Sala. Origin by, I believe, Jessica Curry. Land of Stories by Chris Colfer. Dear John by Nicholas Sparks. Match by Ali Condi. Summer Bucket List by T.K. Rapp. And Lucky by Sharon Sala. To my blue shelf. So we have Mira Tidebreaker, the graphic novel by, I think, Danielle Page, and I'm not sure who designed the art. The Chemist by Stephanie Meyer. Crossed by Ali Condi. Book 3 called Outcast of Power and 3 by Aaron Hunter. Grow Online by Zoe Sugg. Then we have Max by James Patterson. Safe Haven by Nicholas Sparks. My Side of the Mountain by Jean Craighead George. Let's see. Who's the author of this one? Broken Hearts and Fences and Other Things to Mend by Katie Finn. I believe I got this one from like Dollar Tree or something like that. 3.5 of Dork Diaries. Cradle and All by James Patterson. DC Essential Graphic Novels of 2019. Gone Rogue Volume 2. Oh wait, no. Wires and Nerve Volume 2, also known as Gone Rogue by Marissa Meyer. The Art of Monsters University, which I found for $5. Also on sale, so even cheaper than $5 at Five Below. It is great. I actually really like how they give you like pictures of like different character designs they had, and like the final one they decided, and like what they wanted to do, and like showing you them in action. There's also one that shows you about how they designed the field. I don't know where it is. I highly suggest reading a couple of these if you're interested in like different movies and stuff, because they're pretty interesting. Vanish, which I think is book 3 and book 4 of that like series by Meg Cabot. Monster by Michael Grant. Lies, also by Michael Grant. Then we come down here, we have some more blues. It's a little dark because the lighting doesn't hit down here. So I did have the light on, but again, it doesn't hit down here as much. So we'll try to like pull them out if I feel like it's too dark. Wonder Woman Warbringer by Lee Bardugo, which is the first and only Lee Bardugo book I've read. The only reason I read it is because it's Wonder Woman. I have quite the like DC and Wonder Woman collection, so I might do a video on that. Then we have, oh, the lovely Marissa Meyer Renegades trilogy. I decided to keep them all together because they all have a pretty similar color scheme, and I didn't think it would look right separating them because they're like, they look pretty much the same. I think the only thing is different is this one's slightly darker than these, but then I have Wires and Nerve, which is book 1 from Marissa Meyer. Power of 3, book 1, The Sight by Aaron Hunter. Hunger by Michael Grant. This is a Grishaverse passport where like every time you go to some Grishaverse or like Lee Bardugo related event, you can get it signed and stamped. I only have one because I got this at BookCon, and it was like a random swag item that came with like other stuff. I'm sure other people have this filled because they're a bit more like Lee Bardugo fans, but I am not, so I don't know if I'm gonna use this. I might give this away to someone. Then I have Sunset, which is book 6. I believe this is the Prophecy one. Yeah, this one's actually the Prophecy one of Warriors. Book 3, 2. It's 2 or 3 of Dork Diaries. I believe the first few didn't have numbers, but then they started realizing she's gonna be writing more. They start adding numbers. Then we have the Rebel Sampler by Marie Lu. Haven't read it yet because I'm way behind on her books and I don't want to spoil myself. I also plan to do a few rereads of the Legend series, so I'm going to keep this for later. Then I have Gone by Michael Grant. Squinker Wonkers, I believe, book 1, maybe book 2. The Minds of Some of the Spoiled, which is written by Evangeline Lilly. If that name sounds familiar, that's because she plays Kate in The Lost and Wasp in Ant-Man and the Wasp. And also I believe she's in like Lord of the Rings and something else, but I didn't really watch those. So then we have Finale by Stephanie Garber, which is signed. Then we have Tales from a Not So Friendly Enemy, or Frenemy, which is book 11. Under the Moon, a Catwoman tale, got from BookCon. Hot Dog Girl by Jennifer Duggan. Then we have Heroes of the Round Table, Grow Online on Tour, which is a sequel to Grow Online. I believe there's a 3rd and 4th one, but I haven't gotten those. Don't think I'm gonna get to them. The Host, which I got as a gift from Rachel Book Marie, or like Rachel Marie Book Junkie. I loved the movie, but I just never read the book, and now I have the book to read. It is quite a thick one, so I'm a little nervous going into it. And I also really love this ombre. It looks really good, like in between this ombre. I don't know, it's so pretty. This is a very beat up edition of book 1 of Dark Diaries. I got this quite a long time ago. Then we have book 10, which is Tales from a Not So Perfect Pet Sitter. Natalie Tan's Book of Luck and Fortune, which might be one of my top 20 reads of 2019. It's actually really, really good. I did not expect to read it or enjoy it as much as I did. There are quite a few tabs in there. There's a couple of recipes in here that I'm interested in trying. I like some of the quotes in here. Like one of them there's a couple of them that I liked so much I might get tattooed. And I also really want some other friends to read it. Then we have this. Oh, I forgot to tell you about my pops. I'll show you guys afterwards. Then we have Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Her literary agent actually sent this to me when I was trying really hard to get a copy, but there was literally no copy anywhere. She sent me an extra one. It was like a little note on the inside that said, "Happy reading from Sam." This is really good. Everyone says it's good. That's because it is. It is really good. I'm actually planning to reread this soon and maybe give some annotations, write a better review, maybe do a video on it. We'll see. Then we're gonna go down here to my all black shelf. There's slightly gray, but it's like very, very dark gray. Now this one is makes me nervous because the shelves down here are already dark from the like little bit of lighting, but also it's all black, so it just makes it even darker. So what I'm going to do is pull out each book, just make sure you guys can see it, and talk about some of the more important ones. So over here we have Witch and Wizard, The Fire. I'm not really sure which book number it is. Oh, book 3 by James Patterson. I actually read the series quite a while ago, and I've been wanting to reread it, but I keep forgetting to. And I do remember, the only ones I really remember is The Fire and The Kiss. I think those are my 2 favorites out of the series, which is why I have The Fire. Then I have Frozen Fire by Tim Bowler. Wow, it's been a long time since I read this, which I believe is also a series. I haven't gotten to that. Then I have A Whole New World by Liz Braswell, which is in a Disney young adult, middle grade type series where they take the Disney version of the fairy tale movies. You know how like Aladdin escapes and does these things and falls in love with Jasmine. You know the story. And they take a twist on it. So what happened if, he never found a lamp, or Jafar won? There's quite a lot in the series now. I just haven't bought them or picked them up yet. I am interested because I do like retellings and twisting the story a little bit. Because, sometimes happy little endings aren't, always great. We kind of want a little mystery. Then we have Queen of the Conqueror. This is the final edition that I was talking about. You are to refer to them as they, them. I really like this cover. The YA snake has, appeared. I believe this is going to be a series of 2 or 3, and the next cover will have a boy. I think it's like King of something. I can't remember. This one's actually a bit lengthier than the arc, so I'm assuming they made a lot more edits, which I'm excited to read and compare the two. Then I have Atlantia by Ali Condi, which is going to be the sampler. I got this a long time ago. I think I met her. Or maybe they just had extras. But I never actually got the book or read the book, which is quite sad. Then I have The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. They've actually painted this the same color as, Queen of Air and Darkness a while back. There's a video. Again, I'll link that down below. I have been dying to read this. I bought it. I painted it. I now have it. Still haven't read it. Hopefully, it'll be something I'll read next year. Or if we can slide that back in there. Maybe not. Okay. Then I have this beautiful Barnes & Noble special edition of Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. I read this for Book On. Oh my goodness, I'm blanking on the name. Battle of the books that I used in high school. Really enjoyed it. I got my friend to read it. She loved it. Got my other friend to read it. They loved it as well. This has an exclusive web annotated chapter. I did see I want to say a Sprayed Edges special edition of book 2 somewhere. I was thinking of getting it, but I was like, you don't need such an expensive book. But I was like, it is so pretty. So if I decide to get that, I'll probably show it one day. All my books are falling. Then we have the Hazelwood by Melissa Albert, which I was really, really excited for, but unfortunately did not enjoy it. Then I have Dangerous Deception by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll, which I believe I have met both of them at this point. And I did watch the movie, have not read the series, but I think it'll be a good time to start now that I have a few. Also, I got this, I believe, from Dollar Tree for like 50 cents because I believe it was on clearance. They're trying to get rid of it. So they had a few like extra copies left over. Then I have Maximum Ride, School's Out Forever by James Patterson. Love this series. Wish I could have like all the books to reread it. Then I have Carvel by Stephanie Garber. I believe this one's signed as well. Maybe not. Is it just the first? I think it's just the second and third one. Yeah, just the second and third one that I got signed. I forgot to bring this one. Whoops. Then I have... I'm out of breath. Oh my goodness. Come Find Me by Megan Miranda, which I got signed when I met her. Then I have The Dry by Jane Harper. Pretty interesting. Not really sure if it's my... Oops. Wow. Scratching up my shelf. Not really sure if that's my type, my genre, but still pretty interesting. Artemis, did not like this at all. I had like a very clear vision in my head of what this book would be and ended up being the exact opposite, which is why I started listening and reading less reviews, because this can be quite deceiving sometimes. I wish these would all just stand. Then I have a signed edition of Legendary by Stephanie Garber. They did not have any more hardcovers, so I was like, guess I'll just purchase a paperback. I really wanted the hardcovers to match the first one, but don't have any more of these. If I do get the hardcover, I might switch this out, or something. I did read the first one twice. Wasn't a big fan of it, but I do want to read book 2 and 3. A lot of people said it gets so much better in those two, so we'll have to see. Next book here is also by Margaret Stoll, which is Black Widow Forever Read, which I believe is a duology, if not a trilogy. It is a Black Widow story / retelling. And there's a comic inside, which I believe is right there. I have not read this one, but I was interested in it because it is Black Widow. I do feel like Black Widow's story has not been told as much as like other superheroes. But now that she has a movie, so I guess it's time to read it so I can compare. This is Batman White Knight graphic novel I got from BookCon, which is signed right there. It's a pretty darker version of something that happened between Batman and Joker, which I thought was pretty interesting. Then we have another sampler, which is Ash Princess. I actually got this from one of my local libraries. Like every month or so, they get a couple of like samplers and random books that they give out, and like bookmarks and stuff. I just need to go back and see what they have for this month. It's been quite a while since I've been there. Then I have The Third Twin by C.J. Omololu. I'll probably butcher that. I apologize. I don't know how to say these names, and honestly, I understand people don't know how to say my name. But this is actually a pretty good thrill. It might be one of the first ones that I read in a while. I was sitting there at the end like, wow, okay. 31 Days with God for Graduates, which I think is a graduation gift for one of my family members. Then I have Moldtown by, I want to make sure I got, Angela Dungy Farley. Story inspired Danielle Farley, which is actually written by one of my family members, or a family friend. Because every time I bring this up with my family, they don't know who I'm talking about. But I'm like, I was at a family gathering with you guys, and you gave it to me. And I believe it is signed on the inside. Sure is. So I might have to like research and talk to my parents again, ask them, because they don't seem to know who I'm talking about, even when I got this when I was with them. Then I have Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver, which I really enjoyed. I actually think Lauren Oliver might be one of my favorite authors. However, she does tend to be a hit or miss lately, like her more recent books. So I'm kind of nervous about some of her new ones. Then I have Two Can Keep a Secret by Karen McManus, which is not a sequel. A lot of people seem to think that because it's like the exact same cover, exact same font, similar title. It's not a sequel. They're just the same author. They're both mystery thrillers, not a sequel. I did prefer One of Us is Lying, though. I believe this one's getting a sequel. One of Us is Lying is getting a sequel. And then she's doing a standalone, so I'm actually really excited to see what happens next. She seems to really like family-related domestic thrillers, which surprisingly I enjoy too. This is Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I think it's like the movie edition, like when they. This is pretty beat up because I read it so many times and I really enjoyed it. I was kind of obsessed with Fifth Wave for a while, went through a phase. Now I'm not in that phase anymore and I'm glad. Now this is my final shelf, the white gray shelf. First here is Light by Michael Grant. Oh my goodness, my books keep getting stuck. Then we have The Cruel Crown by Victoria Aveyard. These are the only books, actually, well, except the first one that I read in that series. Was not a big fan, but I would like to give it a try because, again, people have said it gets better as it goes on. The Year of the Villain, graphic novel. Kind of talks about, like, different villains, I guess. I'm not really sure. I got, like, 5 of those on accident. They kind of just gave us anything. Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. I'm definitely going to be giving this away or donating because I did not enjoy this at all. But it's such a pretty cover and it's like floppy pages. Oh my gosh. Then I have Voice Roles by Margaret Stoll. How many Margaret Stoll books do I have? 4? 5? This is like a celebrity. It's kind of like it reminds me of Keep It the Kardashians, except younger. Then over here we have Knock and Write Poems, a poetry book for all non-poets by Michael and Jessica Lee, which I believe are husband and wife. It's actually quite sarcastic, and I enjoyed it. Then I have Crunch Time by Mariah Fredericks, which is about a group of teens taking SATs and someone cheated. I think multiple people cheated, and they're trying to figure out who did it because they are actually being blamed. Here is All Dogs Go to Heaven, which I also got from Dollar Tree. It's just like kind of like a biography, sort of, by Dr. Jessica Vogelsang, talking about, like, things she learned from vet school and, like, what happens after vet school. This is War Cries by Marie Lu. I actually really enjoyed this. Again, don't have the other ones in the series. I believe this is signed. It was a Christmas gift, and when I read it, I saw that it was signed, and I was like, what? My parents purchased it off of Amazon. Like, beautifully signed edition. Quite a great surprise. I highly recommend checking Amazon because I do have quite a few signed editions. This is Nicholas Sparks' The Rescue, which I actually think might be my favorite Nicholas Sparks books because this one is, about this fireman who volunteers named Taylor and this woman named Denise and her son, who I believe, I can't remember if he has autism or if it's something else. Basically, later on, they have so how they meet is because she was in a car crash, and it's during, like, winter, I believe. Like, it's snowing. Yes, record-breaking snowstorm. And they're trying to find her son because she told them, like, where's my son? Where's my son? They did not realize that her son was in the car accident. They thought it was just her. So now, I think a day or so later, they have to go back out and, like, hunt for him, make sure, like, because at this point, it's been hours. There's a pretty good chance that he's dead. And, of course, they find him. They do have to go through, like, the whole hospital process and making sure they both heal. And the two of them, like, have this great romance. Oh, my God. I might have to reread this because I'm just reminiscing right now. But I have this, like, one-part tab because I've been, like, the cutest thing in the entire book. Then we have The Long Walk by Stephen King. H2O by Virginia Burgin, which I really like the cover, how it has, like, the holes in it. Then we have Stephen King. He has a lot of different covers for all of his books, and I want to get his books with matching covers, but it's hard because everything's different size, different covers. But I do really like the ones that My Reading is Odd has. Those are really pretty. I just don't think I'd be able to find all of this. Nemesis by Brendan Langs, which is also a series that I started, never finished. I might need to, because I believe there's 2 more in the series. It's pretty interesting. There's a couple plot twists in there. I was like, oh, okay, we going there. Y'all is wild. Then we have One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus. As you can see, it's a big tear on the front. I dropped the book and it just tore. It was very devastated, but at the same time, it kind of just goes with the cover. Just taped it on the back side, and that's about it. Oh, so now I'm going to go through each of the Funko Pops. I already talked about these. I'm going to skip all over these. Over here, I have Venom. He's like red. I have Daredevil. These are Red and Stimpy, like little things my mom found like the Dollar Tree. Wonder Woman in her armor. Hippolyta also in armor. Beauty from Beauty and the Beast. Basically like a random Halo Call of Duty character from my brother. He had it, didn't want it anymore, put it on my shelf. Poison Ivy. Then I have, the Beast. He is quite big. He has a couple of birds he's hanging out with. And then that's it for this shelf. I actually have this little jewelry thing right here. But this right here is coming loose. So I haven't opened it or touched it because I'm too scared it'll fall off. I've already talked about this passport. I have the Mad Hatter Funko Pop. I went through a really long phase, where Alice in Wonderland and Mad Hatter was my thing. I was Mad Hatter for Christmas, not for Christmas, for Halloween a couple years. I had so many Alice in Wonderland books. I would always watch the movies. I went through a phase. I'm out of the phase, but I still really enjoy him. I still really like him, so I got him as a Funko Pop. This here is a purple book sleeve that I got in a book box. I believe it's the bookworm box. I will link that video down below. I do stick all the bookmarks in there. I might take them out because they do sometimes get bent in here when books are coming in and out. Then down here, I have, I believe, no, not Victoria. I don't remember her name, but she is one of the, bad vampires from Twilight. Then I have Batman right here. I have not Carmen Electra. Oh my gosh, Electra. She's I don't remember if she's Marvel or she's DC. I didn't know she was part of those until later on in life, but I'm obsessed with the movie. I believe Jennifer Garner is the actress in that movie. Then we have, why do I always forget his name? It is Cogsworth. There we go. From Beauty and the Beast. I'm still missing quite a few characters to get all of them. All of these do not come from the same Beauty and the Beast set. There are a couple of Beauty and the Beast sets, which mine are not complete, but I would like to try at least get each character, even if they don't match. Then down here we have Mrs. Potts and Chip, Cyborg, and obviously Harley Quinn. I do have 4 more pops, which is M'Baku from Black Panther, Wasp from Ant-Man and Wasp, the Prison Glenn Reed from Walking Dead, and Aquaman. These are up here because these are more special edition, they were more expensive, these 2. This one you can't find in many places, and this one, it was random pop, you ordered it and they give you a random pop in the list. That was the end of this bookshelf tour. It was a slightly messy, a little bit dark. I did kind of shake a little bit. Might have been breathing a little hard because I am out of breath. I was doing a lot and a lot of talking. Hopefully you guys now know all the different books I have and really enjoyed this one. Again, if you'd like to see the other 2 bookshelves in the house, please comment down below, let me know. All the videos and links I did discuss, I will try to remember to link those. I probably won't do the cards because it does limit you to a certain amount of cards, and some of them don't work as cards, so I'm going to link all those down below. If you have any questions, go ahead, link those, comment those as well. This is what happens when I talk too much. I cannot. Excuse me. And I will see you in the next video. I do have quite a few videos, end of 2019, end of the decade videos coming out. Kind of play these last minute. I told myself I wasn't going to do it. Here we are, December 30th, 4 p.m., and I'm busting out videos. Why could I have planned this out or thought of this the 1st of December and did these gradually? I don't know. So I do have 2 filmed right now, 2 that need to be edited. Well, this one and the other one needs to be edited. I do have, I think, 2 collection videos to do, an updated video to do, some tags to do. I'm a mess. So by the time you see this will probably be like the first or second video I'm going to upload. There will be quite a few kind of like uploaded sporadically. I'm not going to schedule them every Friday because then there'll be like 5 videos each Friday. I'm not gonna do that. So within the next week or so, I should have videos just going up. Feel free to subscribe, comment, like, follow me elsewhere, and let me know how you feel about these videos. How was your 2019? How was your decade? How has your reading been? How's it changed? Any new favorites? Any old favorites? What were your worst books of 2019? You know, let me know. If you have any... Oh, also I might link... Well, should I link the Let Go app? I mean, I could, but I don't think it really, like, do much unless you make your own account. But definitely check that out because there'll be quite some interesting stuff there you could get for cheaper than buying brand new sometimes. I even get books there from sometimes. So I get, like, a bundle of, like, 30 books and I'll be like, yes! So... with that being said, that's going to be the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next one.